Hey guys, so today I wanted to kind of do a recreation of Rihanna. She was recently on the cover of Harper's Bazaar magazine for, I believe, China. That one in particular. It really caught my attention. I just thought it was so beautiful and breathtaking. Wearable, but still really glamorous. So first things first, I always like to start with eyes, so I'm going to go in with my Christian Dior eyeshadow primer. This is just going to help all the eyeshadows adhere to the eyelid a lot better and just last a lot longer. Okay, so for my eyeshadows today, I thought it would be a lot of fun to play with this palette. I just got it. This is the Smashbox Double Exposure. What's really cool about it is all of the shadows you can use dry or you can use wet. So when they become wet, they either become more pigmented, more metallic, more dark, etc., etc. So I'm going to go in with my first color, which is going to be this Bone Beige, which is called Silver, I believe, if this is correct on the back. Nope, I believe it's veiled. It's definitely veiled. So we're going in with veiled. Reason why I want to go in with it is because it's just going to help even out my eyelid and make all the shadows. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a Sigma E55, which is just a flat shader brush. And I'm going to go in with that matte nude shade and just press it all over the lid. Reason is because if you put any other shadows right on top of any eyeshadow primer, especially one that has color like the Dior one I used, they're going to adhere really quickly to it, and you're not going to get as smooth as a blend as I would like, and most people would like. Okay, so after we have our base on, for the main lid color, I am going to be going in with Copper, which is this really gorgeous bronzy warm shade, and I'm just going to be using the same Sigma brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and pack it on my lid. And by pressing, you're going to get a lot more color payoff rather than swiping. And you also get a lot less fallout. Okay, in the editorial, Rihanna's is extremely winged outwards and upwards. So what I'm going to do is, this is like a little coupon card I have. And it has, it's cardstock. So I'm just basically going to place it at the edge of my eye. And I'm lining it up with the end of my eyebrow. So that way when I place the shadow, it's actually going to go in that wing style. And just make it a lot easier basically for me. You could use tape, whatever works for you. This is just what's going to work for me. And it's going to be really hard to do this on camera because I only have so many hands. Bleh. Okay, so basically that kind of gives you a guideline. So what I just kept doing was I kept kind of feathering it upwards as well as bringing it back inwards. So we kind of have this triangle shape going on. It's not perfect and it doesn't need to be because we're going to start blending it. And to blend, so now to blend the eyeshadows, I'm going to take a MAC 217 and I'm going to go in with the warmer brown, which is Fig, just because she had a lot of warmth going on. Miss Riri. And basically, I'm not going to just go back and forth like I normally would. I'm going to basically go into my crease and kind of sweep it outwards, so almost like an S or a wave, if you will, just to continue with the elongated shape and really try to pull up my eye as much as possible, like hers was in the editorial. And now to blend it out even more, I'm going to go back in with that first shade, which is Veiled, and I'm just going to use that as our brow bone highlight, and that's also going to help bring down some of the crease color, which is kind of eating up too much of my eyelid. And I also took, this is another 217, don't know if I said that. I also took it right at the edge, on the bottom edge rather, and just gonna help sharpen that a bit and also blend it out a little bit. Now I'm gonna move on to face, and then I will go into lower lashes, lower eyeshadow. Why was that so difficult to say? I don't know. For my face, I'm just gonna be highlighting and contouring with Maybelline's Master Conceal. I've really been loving these mixed together as a foundation actually. And I just buffed that in really, really well with the Sephora Pro Airbrush Blender in number 78. It has like 100,000 bristles that feel like cashmere. It's like a baby's butt all over your face. Maybe not a baby's butt, but like baby's hair. I don't know, something really soft, like a kitty. And I just really like buffing it in. Usually for a photo shoot, you probably wouldn't do too heavy of this, but for a celebrity photo shoot, 9 out of 10 times, it's a lot heavier than what we would do on a model, or what a makeup artist would do on a model. So this is it unblended. And now we're blended. Okay, so, shoop, just lifted my face. I did highlight and contouring according to me. I've already done a video. If you want, you can check it out by clicking here, and that will send you to that video. So now I'm gonna continue with my eyes. So I'm gonna go back in with my first brush, which was actually not a Sigma brush. It was a MAC, oh god, I don't know, the flat shader brush, whatever that is. I'm just gonna go back in with copper because Riri had a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous red-brown right underneath her eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that to both of them, and then I'm also gonna connect it on the outer corner with the wing that we placed in, just so it just the eye even more, you know? Then I'm gonna go in with, this is actually a Sigma C433 Pro Blending Fluff. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that nude color from before, which is veiled, and just gently blend out the edges on the bottom of where we just placed that brown. And also help it just sweep it out into the wing and give it a little bit of a smoother transition. And now I'm going to go in with Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil, and this is in Black Storm. And I'm just going to put a little bit in my waterline, and then I'm going to put a tiny little bit by the lash line and smudge it out. And when I smudge it out, I'm going to smudge it into a wing. I'm not going to make a wing, just because in the picture, Rihanna definitely had liner on her lashes. I don't think they did a definite wing. It looked more like it was just blended out into the shape of the shadow. And if you guys ever have an issue with your eyeliner getting like hard or crunchy on you or dry it out, I'm a really big fan of warming it up on the back of my hand. I find that makes a huge difference. So I have my liner on my waterline and also my lash line, and I'm just going to take, where did my brushes go? Okay, so I smudged out my eyeliner, and then I took a little bit of the black shadow, which is Noir, and I took it on my flat MAC brush, and I basically only put it in the tips of the brush. I tilted my head back so I got a smooth surface, and I just kind of did just the tip horizontally to kind of smoke it out, and then flicked it out a little bit. And that was pretty much it. So, for brows, this is a little bit tricky. Rihanna's, I'm pretty sure they probably glued down the outer corner, and I have quite a bit of an arch. It's natural, but I do have an arch. So, to the best of my ability, I'm going to brush them upwards and try to draw them a little bit more straight. I don't feel like gluing down my brows. I'll be honest with you, I'm going to wash this off. So, all I can say is, if you want to recreate the brows, which, who knows, maybe you do. I'm going to try to keep it in that diagonal shape the best I can. It might look a little bit funny just because of some of my stray hairs, but bear with me and I'll be right back. And so what I actually ended up doing was I took my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown, and I focused mainly in the beginning of my brow, and I ended at where my arch is. And I kind of just intensified it just in that area, and then brushed my eyebrows up in the front, and then at an angle. And I'm pretty happy with that. That's enough for me. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes, and then for mascara, I'm going to be putting top and bottom coats of Benefit's Roller Lash Mascara. Okay, so I applied mascara and I curled them as well. And then I also went back in with my shadow, and I just kind of winged it out a little bit more because it wasn't enough feline-ishness for me. And now I'm just going to pop a little bit of inner corner highlight, and I'm going to use these two shades, which are Quartz and Blank, just in my inner corner, and then on the center of the lid she had a little bit of a reflection too. And then for cheeks she had a beautiful, beautiful glow, as always. So I'm going to mix MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle and Sephora's Micro Smooth Baked Luminizer in Stardust No. 1. And I'm just going to use a Urban Decay double-ended blush brush. And I'm just going to put that at the high points of my cheeks mainly, and a little bit in the center of my face, but not too much so it doesn't get too shiny. Yeah. Okay, so I put those two highlighters on my cheekbone really strongly. Do you see that? I see that. Whoa. I just really wanted like a really nice glow. A little bit down the center of my nose, and then on the Cupid's bow, because we're gonna do a statement lip. And for all of these, I'm gonna be using a lot. So first I'm gonna line my lip and completely fill it in with Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics in nsfw. Then I'm gonna go in with OCC's Lip Tar in nsfw. And then, these are actually my two favorites. I don't know if they discontinued them, because when I went to my Dwayne Reed, they were on clearance for like 99 cents, so I bought every single one. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Lash Liquid Lip Color. These two reds are I'm obsessed with. So the first one is Red My Mind, which is like a true matte red, kind of like nsfw, but a little bit more, I don't know. But this one, ooh, this is called Cherry on Top, and it pops my cherry on top, if you know what I mean. It's just like, it's beautiful. I love it. So yeah, so let's start with filling in our lip. Okay, so the lips are roughly lined and filled in. Now I'm gonna go in with OCC's Lip Tar and nsfw and my little OCC lip brush, and I'm just gonna paint it in. A little bit goes a long way with these, seriously. I put too much. Okay, so that is with nsfw on, and then I want to top it off with the Wet n Wild Mega Lash and Cherry on Top, so we can pop some cherries on top. Okay? Okay, and then to finally finish up, all I did was I took a little bit of Guerlain Soy Butter Bronzer in number 1, just so it could be not as pale compared to this Riri. And that's pretty much it. So this concludes Rihanna for Harper's Bazaar channel. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Please subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And don't forget to share it with your friends on any of your social media. And feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is just shots of Jaegger, just like